This is Lauren.
This is Trey.
And this
is the Partnership Podcast.
Good morning, gentle audience. Hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Hey. I've turned my husband on, which, listen, is good because this morning I did the unthinkable. I did possibly the worst thing you can do as a person who shares a home with someone. Audience, pause this recording, whether you are watching or whether you are listening. Just pause and ask yourself, when you live in a house with other people, what is the worst roommate behavior, the worst co-living thing you can do when you share a home with someone? Maybe ask a friend, kind of have a moment where you're like, no, this would be the worst. Is it leaving old milk in the refrigerator or leaving an old a milk carton that's empty?
Not cleaning up after oneself.
Not cleaning up. Is it leaving wet laundry in the washing machine? Like, just take a minute, just survey those around you. Okay, welcome back. Trey, what did I do?
So this would be the category not replenishing.
Oh.
So Lauren didn't replenish. And this is a very intimate, this ain't the last Diet Coke in the old fridge.
We don't have Diet Coke in our fridge, but yeah.
Yeah, but we're not. You don't know. If you drink Diet Coke, fuck you. I agree with my wife. Fuck you. Anyway,
Fridge
okay.
6.
Fridge 6. So, my wife didn't replenish the toilet paper.
At all. Like,
we have one of those ones where you can put 6 rolls and then you put with a spinner on it. We have one of the additional. We don't have the thing on the side of the wall. We got the big caddy.
And we have a little bathroom. There is no room under the sink to
Correct.
store extra toilet paper.
Correct.
I did the unthinkable. I did the thing that I would be so pissed if someone else did. I did. And Trey was home all alone. And guess where we keep the extra toilet paper?
Three stories
in
down.
the basement.
Mm-hmm.
Audience, also, who here has done the waddle?
Me.
The waddle of shame. We've all done it. I've done it. I grew up in a house with a ton of people.
Yeah, the duck walk. Yep. Mm-hmm.
So therefore, because I did the unthinkable, I've been trying to think since I received a text, not a solo text, mind you, a embarrassing shout out group text.
Oh, let me set this one up. So it was Lauren and 2 of her dear friends will text, like we'll do goofs every now and then. And I did a goof. I did like an audio message to them that was funny. They thought it was funny. And then I said, I was like, hey, I really appreciate you because they're all professional. Lauren's a professional actor. And so the other 2 are professional actors, which I admire their work ethic. I admire their choices on stage. Like, holy shit, are they talented to the level where I will pay the monies to go see them. And this was coming fresh off hey, really appreciate it. It means a lot coming from you. And about an hour later, I discover what my wife had done to me, which is the ultimate betrayal. So I shot a picture of the empty caddy saying, I take it all back. Like, for Lauren, it's all gone. I take it all back. And this is the last podcast episode we're doing too.
So I sat with myself and I said, Lauren, how will you repair this?
We can talk to it. We'll just let the lawyers figure it out at this point.
Oh, okay. Or
Yeah.
Dr. Jolie Hamilton.
Dr. Angelina
We're like,
Jolie's Hamilton.
Coach, we need you. No. No, I thought long and hard. And
She's
I
like,
said,
take a knee. On Zoom, take a knee.
I said, I know exactly what to do. I'm going to get home. And I am going to seduce my husband. And I'm going to crawl into the kitchen. If he's sitting in the kitchen, I'm going to crawl in on my hands and knees and I'm going to pout. And then if he tries to be like, no, or like, baby, what are you doing? I'm just going to keep upping the seduction factor until he's forgotten about my wrongdoing. So I did this. Did I not? Crawled on my knees into the kitchen.
It was the weirdest thing. I forgot what I was upset about.
Mm-hmm.
It was the strangest thing where it was almost like, what? It wasn't that big of a deal.
So then he was like, you need to run upstairs and get ready because we have a podcast recording in 10. Great. I ran upstairs and I was like, I know exactly what I'm doing next. Gentle audience.
I was in a sweatshirt that I bought from TJ Maxx 10 years ago, and she's in her black like dress. I have a sport coat on now.
But what's on my feet?
High heels. Mm-hmm. It's wild. Mm-hmm. Yeah, your body drives me fucking insane.
So anyway, I took the age-old technique out of old textbooks for women called seduce him and manipulate him till he no longer remembers the errors of your ways.
What were we even fighting about? Hey, you know what? I'm sorry. It was so effective. I'd like to apologize.
Anyway, so if you're wondering why I'm wearing ridiculous heels in the podcast chairs. Also, it's not 7:30 in the morning. We usually record at 7:30 in the morning on a Wednesday, and it's 10 a.m. on a Thursday. Who are we? Mm-hmm. Who are we? We bumped recording to this day. So I have capacity to have these heels on, but Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Sorry. Real sorry about that. That's not okay. My bad. Truly my bad with the toilet paper roll.
Happy holidays. It was more funny than anything. It was a one because I caught it. I didn't even do the duck walk. So I caught it before. Then I was like, oh, I get to turn this into a bit. It was actually, who was the gift for? The gift was for me. So I went downstairs and I just got the toilet paper, but I didn't get caught in the duck walk. You want to just wrap it up here?
No. A couple things that I wanted to talk about today. Number one, I wanted to talk about admiration. Do you remember what we did last night as we went to bed? We talked about things we admired in each other.
Yeah, you asked that. That was the first time you've ever asked that.
It's because I've been thinking about it, and you're sometimes my guinea pig, and it worked. In that, so Emily Nagoski's most recent book, Come Together, is all about the art and science of long-lasting sexual relationships and how people who have great sex over a long period of time continue to maintain eroticism. Esther Perel has studied this extensively as well, but Emily Nagoski found out something really interesting, which is you don't actually need to want your partner all the time, your sexual partner. What you need to do, science shows, is admire them.
Which turns into wanting? Aren't they like brother and sister?
I would
admiration and wanting.
I don't really want to talk about brother and sister in the
Aren't
same
they like
conversation.
cousins?
Not even cousins.
What about stepbrother and stepsister? Are one of them stuck?
They are close friends for sure. But I wanted to talk about that because oftentimes I find in my work that people will come to me and say, I want to have sex more often. Mm-hmm. And then we start to uncover one of the biggest issues is they do not admire their sex partner.
I get that. Yeah.
Or their sex partners, right? They've been having casual sex with people they don't truly admire. Or I have male-bodied clients who come to me with premature ejaculation issues. And same thing, we find out that they are having sexual encounters with people with vulvas that they do not admire. And yeah, you and I have talked about this before. So I wanted to talk about this idea of admiration because this episode's going to come out around the holidays. And I just think this would be an incredible thing to practice with partners because usually, sadly, the holidays end up being a time of high stress, a time of high conflict. And so I just thought it could be really beautiful if we could talk about admiration.
Sure.
And we've been doing some things recently that have been purposeful by me, but I just wondered how they felt in your body. Like last night and the notes on the fridge that we've been leaving for one another. And I'm curious what that does inside of your body and your nervous system. So can you tell the audience what we did last night or what I brought up last night and how it felt and what you thought about it?
When we were going to bed, you just asked, hey, do you want to talk about a couple of things that you admire about me? And can I go first? And then you shared over the last 48 hours, these little things that you've been, I'm assuming, impressed by?
That I just admire about you.
Yeah.
Everything from how you're studying Wheel of Consent currently, to how you're loving your little brother in the Little Brothers Big Brothers Big Sisters program, to how you have really nurtured relationships with people that I hold so dear, how you're communicating about your limits and capacities. You send a text out to the baby's father and me and just said, hey, this is what I don't have capacity for. The baby asked for this. Just boom, 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 things that in the past 24 hours I've admired, but maybe not told you about. Yeah. Because you deserve to know.
Thank you. What did I mention last night? Do you remember what I said?
About me? No.
Shit.
It's okay.
Yeah, I
You don't have to remember. I don't. You think of a couple things right now,
They'll
I guess,
pop
for the
in.
sake of the exercise.
They'll pop in randomly, especially when I stop trying to like make them pop in. I think it was a really cool exercise. I think it was neat, and it was the little things and the big things.
How did it feel to be admired?
It feels great when it's for me. It needs to check the genuine box.
Yes.
Authentic box. Yes. It feels fantastic. And I've had to work on that as far as accepting praise, because I've been so quick to kind of reject that or be like, oh, on to the next one or some type of things like that. So I'm trying to marinate in it a little bit more, which is new, and it's an edge for me for sure. So it's a great exercise for me, someone who's not quick to accept praise from others.
Mm-hmm. Does your body go to a defensive position of, oh, that's not genuine, they're just saying that, they're just blowing smoke up my ass? How does it reject that? That's curious to me.
I think it's just like a muscle of like, I think I just have muscle memory of being like, no, thanks. I don't know what it is specifically, but in the last couple of years, I've gotten a lot better. And then my show and tells have been great, where it's instead of, I've talked about this a bunch on here, instead of hoping that someone sees and admires my work and says something about it, hoping that they will do it, and then maybe it happens, maybe it doesn't, and then me being disappointed when it doesn't, I will do like a little kid does. Come look at this. Hey, look what I did. If I'm proud about something. What did I ask for? I asked for the...
Can you talk about this? Because this was fascinating.
Oh, yeah.
So I think listeners know that we divide roles in this house, and I'm director of housekeeping. And one of the ways that I have delegated my housekeeping tasks is I employ house cleaners to come to this home every 2 weeks. And because of snow, my housekeepers needed to move the date. And I said, you know what if we actually just skip this and then you come on a certain date in the future, because that would help with company coming into town. They said, wonderful. Now, that would leave our house being completely unvacuumed for a month. Mm-hmm. And Trey said, you know what? I think I have capacity to do a whole house vacuum. And I said, okay, like if you do, I do not. But if you do, absolutely, you are welcome to chip in this way. And so I get a text from Trey that says, hey, babe, I did a deep clean house vacuum that took me about an hour, because it was not just like a once over. It was like a deep one, and went under furniture and into my office and stuff like that. And you said so beautifully, can I do a show and tell? And may I request, or will you... What did you say? Will you express thankfulness?
If you had capacity, would you mind doing like an audit where you go around and you look and...
Will you notice
and
that I did
will you
this?
Notice? Do you mind noticing this work that I did?
And I think probably 1 million people out there would think this was a crazy idea. Mm-hmm. It relieved so much of the pressure for me.
Tell me more about that.
I actually love cleaning my home. So
me too.
This is actually not a thing I don't like. It's just a thing I don't have capacity for in this season. And there were decades of my life where I was the primary housekeeper. I was also in charge of housekeeping. And I cleaned my home with my previous husband all of the time. Once a week, deep cleaned that house. And it was never noticed. It was never appreciated. I was never admired. My work, my labor was not considered. And it has been a slow undoing for me to say how much of that was his responsibility and how much of that is mine. Did I think that this was selfless work? Did I think that, well, this is my duty, I don't need praise? And this is why I think this ties so well into this admiration
This
conversation.
is my duty, I don't need praise. That resonates with me. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is my job. I don't need praise, but it's like you need praise.
It is labor.
Mm-hmm.
and we deserve to be recognized for the labor. Now, are there certain tasks inside of our home that are unpaid labor that we do because we own a home? Yes. Yes, that is okay. That is a part of adulting. Doesn't mean that it doesn't feel damn great to have someone admire the work that we put in. We are all little children. It feels real good.
Okay, can we do a sex educator and like a client scenario?
Sheila.
I heard that on the podcast as far as doing a show and tell. What I'm afraid of is that my partner's going to make fun of me.
Of course. I hear you.
I'm deathly afraid that what I want and then what I ask for, and then I get mocked for it.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for sharing that. And many of us are afraid to communicate our needs, wants, and desires because at some point in our lives, we have had a negative response to our request. Two things. One, I do not want you to rob your partner of their agency and their opportunity to show you the best of themselves. All human beings deserve to know what we truly want. Two, I would encourage you to lead with that part. To say, hey, I heard something on the partnership podcast. I'm afraid that if I share it with you, I am going to be laughed at or mocked. So can I put that out there? That I feel nervous to share this with you, but I would like to try something.
What I'm afraid is my partner's going to turn it into something about them, where they're like, well, I don't get to ask for this at work where I go to make the money, so you can vacuum the floor. That's what I'm afraid of, where my want becomes mutated into some type of negative, and then it's about them.
Yeah. It's good to want. And in all reality, our wants are a deepest expression of our souls, not a demand for another's action. So your partner may feel that way. And it may be that you two have not cultivated a home in which admiration flows freely. And so if you feel that there is truth in that, maybe there's something to it. Maybe there is a way in which you can step up and admire your partner more. Maybe you can ask how they might like to be admired for their work as well. And perhaps cultivating a home in which everyone receives a little bit more admiration would go a long way.
Okay, so I'm hearing this. Maybe start the conversation with like, hey, how do you like to be admired?
Or, hey, Lauren and Trey were talking about this concept of admiration. Can we each make a list of ways in which we like to be admired or would like to be admired more? And start to pour admiration on each other. It could feel silly. But what if you each made a list of 3 ways that you'd like to be admired? Because you both matter in this conversation. You do. And remember how Trey said that it is hard to receive this sometimes. And that is because of things like a pleasure ceiling and positive affect intolerance. Most of us are far more willing to accept criticism and negative responses to our actions than we are to receive positive affirmation. And that says more about us as individuals than the person who's giving us the affirmation. So a way that we can all increase our positive affect tolerance is that when someone is complimenting us for our work, we can look deeply in their eyes. This is science. And we can say, thank you. I receive that. And we can let it fall deep into our bellies and into our hearts. Science literally was done on how do we increase the body and the brain's capacity to accept positive feedback. And it was to look in the eyes of the person complimenting you and to take a deep, deep belly breath and to imagine it penetrating deep into the heart and letting it fall. Because so many of us as children received criticism, received correction, whether it was from parents or caregivers or coaches or instructors or directors, but we didn't often receive an intentional, focused, great job. Thank you. Thank you for your work. Thank you for the attention that you put into this. Show me more. Wow. And we all need that. Many of us received bits and pieces of it, but it was insincere or untrue. And we began to doubt it or feel shifty in our bodies. So my feeling is that we get to request things. And it also might be true that our homes are not a space of rich admiration. And it's okay to also take accountability for what we could all do better.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Closed container, three snaps. Okay, I can be vulnerable and ask for those things because you're a safe person to do it. Where right. I get met with over the years that we've known each other with delight, excitement, and it's genuine, and you actually want to see it. Because when I spend 45 minutes organizing our basement, I want to show you, and I look forward to it, because I'm anticipating your attitude being one of, hell yeah. Not willing to, not tolerance, not let's get this over with, but hell yeah.
This is liar, lie, invitee shit. If we cannot receive our partner's truth with, tell me more. Mm-hmm. Over time, they will begin to lie to us. Lies of concealment, lies of omission.
I've been there.
Lies of, I can't ask for that because of their reaction. Mm-hmm. We are being a lie invitee when we respond in a way that makes it unsafe for our partner to bring us their truth. And we can all watch that all the time. All the time. This is not just for partnerships, friends. This is also for friendships. So one of the things that I adore about best friend M in our 20 plus year relationship is the way in which we bring each other shit. Because guess what? We know that the other is going to receive it and ask questions. Over the summer, there was an instance in the pool, and I completely, without intent, offended and wounded. Immediately, she set up a time for us to talk about it. Brought me the impact. I said, thank you so much for sharing that with me. I am deeply sorry for the impact. Was there a growth edge there? Yeah. Am I also a safe person to bring that to? Thank God. And I don't say that to toot my own horn. I say that the proof is in the pudding.
Yeah. My best friends, the guys I've known for 20 years, we've gone through our shit. We've had to bring up uncomfortable conversations, and we're better friends because of it. Because we got on the other side and we've like, shit, I'm sorry. Yeah, I say they've seen my ugly, and I've seen their ugly, and then we get on the other side of it, and the bond is that much tighter.
A client said yesterday, oh, you're always saying that sexual skills are like any other skills. They must be practiced. And you mean that sexual relating skills, sexual communication skills can be practiced too, don't you? And I said, yes. And they said, oh, in my friendships. I said, yes. They said, oh, you mean saying no when I don't like something, or expressing a want, or expressing a truth. You mean that's going to help my sex? And I said, yes.
Yeah, how you do one thing is how you do everything. Yes. It's all connected.
Yes. Yeah. We don't have to wait until we have a dashingly handsome life partner. We can start now.
I think you have to start now.
I would beg us to start now, because we also want to be those people when we find our soulmate.
Yeah, it can't.
If you hadn't done the work that you had done, I wouldn't have wanted you to move across the country to be with me. Mm-hmm. And we've kept growing.
Yeah, I'll make it important to me when I get there. I think you're fucked if that's your attitude, because I've seen it.
Yep.
I've seen it in sport. It'll be important to me when I get to the next level, and it's like, oh, you're behind though now, because, or you in relationship, I was so lucky to have been taught this. You treat all women the same, because when the woman that you truly desire comes along, then you don't put that woman on a pedestal, because you've had so many reps in. I'm talking about treating all women the same. Specifically the women you are not romantically interested in, or like, the clerk at the store. What's your goal? Your goal is to, make them smile, make them laugh.
Well, doesn't that speak to the inherent value of humanity too?
Yeah, it connects to that too, where it's like,
right? It's not just the people you're trying to put your cock in.
It's a beautiful reflection.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that matters.
It's easier said than done, treating all people with patience and respect. It's easier said than done.
So, gentle audience, we're going to pause here. We've decided that we're going to do kind of a 2 or 3 partner, seeing how much we have resiliency to do right now, because it's the holiday times and we're not going to be recording for the next few weeks. So we're going to pause here, make this part 1 of this conversation about admiration and other juicy topics. On part 2, we will talk more about, other ways in which we are practicing admiration and the ways in which it connects directly to the sex that you have. But keep in mind that these are our opinions and our opinions only. Take what you like, leave the rest. You have a right to self-determination and informed decision making. If anything that we said today intrigues you and you're like, hey, I want to work with someone in the new year on improving this type of communication in my relationship, go to sexedforyou.com/free consult and request a consult with me. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Make sure to like, subscribe, follow, and we'll see you next week.
I'm going to do a full wardrobe change right now.
No, he's not.
I'm going to do a full wardrobe change.
I'm not. I'm going to be wearing the exact same thing.
Goodbye.